Okay guys, core workout it is. What we're gonna do is a circuit. You only have to do this once through, okay? But if you wanna go for 2 rounds, then you can. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start with a max plank. Now some reminders of the plank, okay? We wanna draw through the belly button, make sure we're nice and flat through the back, okay? We're holding that position, so we don't wanna be arching or scooping through the top, okay, of our back at the lower part of it. So what I want to do, I want you to do to start with, just to make sure you're in the right position, okay? So we're going to our lower back here, we're going to do some cat and cows. So I'm arching my lower back there, and then I'm flattening out and rounding through. Arching, rounding. Now what we want to do is find this midpoint, okay? So that's completely rounded off. All right, this is arching, I'm going to find halfway. So I'm nice and flat. I'm drawing my navel through to my spine, okay? I can either go on my elbows or my hands today, but I want to maintain this flat back position as I extend out. Okay, so we're not arching, we're staying nice and flat, holding. You should really feel that working through this core section here. Okay, and you're going to do one effort for as long as you can. From there, we're going to lay down onto our side. Okay, you're going to have your hands behind your head. And what we're going to do is we're going to have this bottom leg bent and this top leg straight. And we're going to do a leg lift with a lateral crunch. Okay, so leg lift, lateral crunch, come all the way down to flat, lateral crunch with the leg lift. We're going to do this at the same time. So we're using our glute here, the muscles on the side of our hip. We'll also be using our obliques, okay, as we do this lateral crunch. Now, you're not going to be able to come up very high, but you're going to do this on both sides. And we're going to do it for time, okay? So we're going to do a minute on one side, we're going to flip over and do a minute on the other. From here, we're going to roll onto our back. We've got 2 variations for this one. We're either going to do our leg cycles, where we extend one leg at a time, and we're coming back into this tabletop position. So knee bent at 90 degrees, hip bent at 90 degrees. You'll have your head on the ground. And you're just going to alternate from one side to the other. Nice and slow. Now, if you want to progress that and make it a little bit harder, we're going to do it with our legs straight. Okay, so it's a little bit more work for the hip flexors and the quads, keeping the legs straight. We're going to lower the leg down, come back to the return, lower the leg down, come back up. So you've either got leg cycles or leg lowers. From there, we're going to progress that into a double sit-up. So we're going to have our legs out nice and straight, and we're going to be lying completely on the floor. We're going to do a sit-up, bring our knees into our chest. Okay, then we're going to slowly lower back down, keeping the control. Right, sit up, knees to chest, and coming out again. Same thing, we're doing this for time. We're going to go for a full minute. Okay, once we've done those double sit-ups, we're actually going to do a little bit of a roll. Okay, now this really does get your core working, but it's also going to give your back a little bit of a massage and loosen everything up a little bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to sit up really straight. We're going to have our legs soft, okay, slightly bent. What we're going to do is we're actually going to roll back. We're going to support under our legs. We're going to just roll back gently, roll up, and then we want to sit up really straight in this top position. And we want to try to use and feel like we're using our core to stabilize the roll. So we're keeping control. So roll back, sit up nice and straight. Roll back, sit up nice and straight. Now I'm using my core to do this. I'm keeping my body nice and strong, relaxed through the legs. I'm not rolling up onto my neck, and I'm definitely not rolling up onto my head. Sit up nice and straight, just light hold behind the legs. You almost don't have to do that. I'm gonna hold that position. All right, and that's gonna be our rolls. Okay, so just one more, roll back, control up, sit up nice and straight. Okay, from there, we're going to then move into some upper body rotations in this seated position. Now legs are going to be, they can be soft, but we want the legs as straight as we can handle. We're going to sit up nice and straight. Now if you're someone like me who's got some tight hamstrings, you are going to want to bend your legs just a little bit. Okay, we're going to have our arms straight out by our side, and we're going to rotate around as far as we can, come back to the center. Rotate as far around as we can, come back to the center. Nice and slowly, working those obliques, twisting through the upper body, and trying to keep our legs as still and as straight as we can. Okay guys, that brings us to our last exercise. We're going to lie on our back. We're going to have we're going to have one leg on the ground. Okay, we're going to have our other leg straight, and I want to keep our thighs parallel. So what I mean by that is that's not parallel, we want to have our legs and our thighs in line with each other throughout the movement. So as I lift up, thighs stay in line, come back down, up, thighs stay in line, come back down. We are avoiding lifting the leg high or dropping it low. All right, you'll do a minute on one side, then you're going to change legs. Keep the thighs parallel, hips up, hips down. Going at your own pace. Doing a minute on each side. So once you've done that, that's one round done. You can finish that session there, or you can go through for another round on the same amount of time. So there you go, guys. Core workout for today as a circuit. Comment when you're done. I'll see you next time.